Yes, you can never let go of your desires. You can't let go of your desires ever because you have already become them. Your inner being has already become the vibrational version of everything that you want. And if you ever want to be happy, if you ever want to be satisfied, then you must become everything that this life experience has caused you to become. And many of our friends, they have so many patterns of resistance that just completely don't allow their true connection in that moment, that the only way that they'll get what they want is that they're gonna have to reemerge back into their non-physical self. They're gonna have to die before they get any of the things that this life experience truly costs for them. But we don't think that you want to. We don't think that you want to wait. And here's the thing: we don't think you need to wait to release resistance. We don't think you need to wait all the way until you're not in this body anymore to release resistance. We think that you can release resistance right now. You see, releasing resistance is always wacky, because when you try to release something, then you're fixating on it. That's how law of attraction works. So you have to introduce something else, and that's what we call this emotional manifestation. This emotional manifestation truly is everything. When you want something and you talk about why you want it, you start to get the vibration of it moving. You get the momentum moving in the direction of the pure desire, and not the desire that's mixed in with the fact that it's not here yet, hasn't been here, blah blah blah. Pure desire. There's no resistance. And when you talk about why you want it, you're using emotional words. And in those emotional words, you realize that everything that you want is for a feeling. It's for that feeling of connection. It's for that feeling of being in the replenishment mode or the vortex. And that's really how you start to let everything that you want in. It's a very simple formula. When you feel good about your desire, it manifests. When you feel good about your desire, it has to manifest. What does that really mean? When you think about your desire, how do you feel about it? What's the general feeling that comes up? And if you're not really sure, because you're not used to being sensitive to how you feel or labeling your feelings, and it all just feels a little mushy, then how is it manifesting? And if there's been something that you've been wanting and has been manifesting, then it might not be because you don't believe it. It just must be because you're mostly focused on the fact that it's not here yet. You see, when you have a desire and you feel good about it, and you feel excited about it, you want to write about it, you want to talk about it, you're so satisfied with it, you want to script about it, you want to just ponder about it, you just are excited. It's something that you just love to be in and you want to think about. That's a desire that you believe, basically. And when there's a desire that you believe and you also expect because you believe it, then it has to manifest. It has to manifest. And we're truly getting in. Well, that's how we want you to feel about your desires. We want you to think about them, because here's the thing: when your desires are firstborn, whether it is the $1 million or whether it is the literary empire, or there's a long list. There is a long list because you've lived in this lifetime for a long time. You have a long list of things that this life experience. Through life, you know what you want. You know what you want, and we're trying to help you. Not really help you, but we're trying to teach you the formula so that you can really let everything in. And the way that you let everything in is, you see, everything you want is for a feeling, but we're saying you can have the feeling now. And our human friends, they get scared because when we say just be okay with the feeling now, it almost seems like we're saying just be okay with the fact that it's not coming yet. But that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that you can have what you want, but you just can't get there from noticing or being upset about the fact that it's not here. You have to become satisfied with your desire right now. You have to become satisfied where you are right now, because if you're not satisfied with where you are, then wherever you go is going to mimic exactly where you are right now. So it's going to be dissatisfying. And we think that true happiness, the happiness that everyone is really looking for, is really easy. It's so easy. What's more spiritual, what's more divine than feeling good right now? When you understand that this is a vibrational world, and when you feel good right now, you're literally in harmony with the source energy. What's more spiritual than that? But the thing is, there isn't, and there's nothing more spiritual than that. And so when you really believe in your desires, and when you believe it because you just want to keep thinking about it and you want to keep writing it down, you're excited for it, and it's just something it's something that you're truly living, and you're living the experience now. You're living the emotional manifestation right now. You're living the feeling of it right now. Because when you ask yourself why you want it, and then you look for the pieces of your desire that you already have right now, then you realize that, what's really crazy is that everything you want is for a feeling, but you already have most of those feelings right now. So that must mean then that the only piece that's left in the pie, in the puzzle or in the equation, is the fact that you're mad that it's not here yet. But when you soothe that piece, then the details really start to fill in. They do, because the emotional manifestation, once you can accomplish the emotional manifestation, every desire that you have, you can accomplish a vibrational essence right now. And it's like the foundation that the house will be built upon. It's all of your desires are like that. thing is, we know the laws of the universe so well. We understand how to work around all the resistance and work along the path of least resistance. And the way that you do that is by making the frequency of what you want so familiar to you, by dreaming about it, by pretending, by literally molding the clay of it, by using your guidance system to know when you're off, and then finding the thought that puts you back on, and to work out the kinks and smooth it out until you feel good about it. And when you start to really feel good about it, and that means that the frequency that your habit of thought on that subject relative to that subject is one of peace, is one of feeling good. That's what we want you to have, because when your belief, basically a belief is just a thought that you continue to think. So when you feel good about your desire and it's steady, then that means that relative to that subject, and that's your normal frequency, that's your set point, meaning that's what we want. And once that happens, the manifestation has to come. You see, this is interesting, is that we're talking about the law of attraction here. What you want has to come. It has to come. And we just want to orient you in the perfect way where you can really start to receive everything that you want. And it truly does start with being satisfied with right now. And being satisfied with right now doesn't mean that you're complacent. It actually means that you're excited, you're ready, but you're not in such a rush to get there because you hate where you are. You're okay with how long the time takes. But the thing is, it doesn't take a lot of time. That's the thing. Nothing takes time, because everything that you want is easy. It's just as simple as looking over there and seeing it. And so you're all doing such a good job, because you're listening to this video, all the details are filling in around you. And when you start to feel good about your desire, it's like you're on the way, because that's what that feeling of passion is. That feeling of passion is you going in the right direction. You see, you're getting closer to your desires. It's like a destination that you will get to. You're going closer to them. And sometimes our human friends, they don't like this conversation about the emotional manifestation, because it seems like we're trying to talk you out of manifestations, but we know that the reason why you came is for manifestations. But we're just trying to orient you back to the way that you were when you first came into this body and really decided to embark upon this physical mission. And so the vibrational message basically that you can always remember is that you just want to feel good about all of your desires where you stand right now. And if you don't feel good about your desire, it's usually because it's not here yet, and you think that, you take it personally. But ultimately, if you just realize that all of it is just for the better, it's just for the betterment of you, and it's all just feedback. Ultimately, you had resistance, and the more time you spend beating yourself up, the less time that you get to enjoy the receiving of everything that you want. And it's all just things. It's so easy. It's so easy to have money. It's so easy to have fame. It's so easy to have fortune. It truly is. But if it's not coming to you along the path of, the easiest way, that means that there's something stuck in your vibration that's really stopping everything that you want. And what's really interesting is that the more you start to go general and you start to really feel good and you start to really practice the vibrational essence, the more you start to smooth out all the kinks of your desires. And the more that the more you find out what you truly want. And so we want you to enjoy your desires. We want you to realize that you can't run away from your desires. You have become these amazing creatures, but creatures and creators. And that's, you become so rich. And every time you complain about money and shortage, and every time you worry about money, you're going against who you already have become. And so it really all goes back to that. You want to feel good about your desire. You want to feel excited about your desire. You want to script about it because it feels good. You want to see it as a destination that you're going to get to, because you understand the laws of the universe. I'm satisfied with where I am right now because I get all this. I understand all of the parameters of this universe. I understand the laws of this universe. And I'm so satisfied because everything that I want is for a feeling, and I can have that feeling right now. And that's crazy. That's actually crazy talk, because I still want the physical manifestation, but when I find that emotional manifestation, I know that the physical manifestation is really close in coming, because I can't find the emotion of it and be in that type of momentum without it coming to me. I know the laws of the universe. I have a really good track record. I know how this all works. I've been in this position so many times, and all I have to do is just keep using the formula the way that I know how to. And that formula is feel good no matter what. Feel good about your desire no matter how much pieces always poke out at you. What is just doesn't matter. You want to be satisfied. You want to be satisfied, and you want to feel good about your desire. Reality just doesn't mean much. And everyone's rich. Everyone has so much that they could be receiving. Everyone's living mediocrity.